Well, well, from the title of the video, obviously there are going to be spoilers in the last two parts of Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that is your warning, that is your cue to go. Now, here they come. Now, I gotta jump right to this one. I mean, we're on part 4. Um, the DCEU's Flash made a cameo. Like, that is one cameo I did not expect from anybody from that universe, let alone from from any of the movies. Like, what? And it was so cool to see him interacting with our Flash, like the CW's Arrowverse Flash, and then we see that you know the DCEU's Flash is very inexperienced at that point, and he didn't even take the title The Flash yet, and he doesn't even know the Speed Force yet. He's like thinking, what? Wait, what? The Flash? What? It was cool to see them interacting. Like, I just loved it. I loved every second of it. And yes, I know I jumped right to that. I just had to. And then the way this episode started out, we saw a bit of the Monitor's life before he became the Monitor, and then we saw how the Anti-Monitor was created, and then finally the Anti-Monitor plays a bigger role in the crossover. I mean, he always had, but I feel like he really played a bigger role in these last two. So yeah, I finally got down to the Paragons, finally being ready to face off with the Anti-Monitor, or so it seems. But they more so are fighting his demon army or whatever, and then Oliver Queen, who is now Spectre, is the one who has to take on the Anti-Monitor, and that is where, I guess that's where his fate was sealed, like where he sacrificed himself to fight the Anti-Monitor, and then that's when the Earth, I guess we know it, lives on again. I mean, at least that's what we know from that point at the end. And then it was a very bittersweet ending, because that's where he really legitimately, I think he is gone. That Oliver is gone from that point on. And very bittersweet ending. And then you're like, okay, so what now? I mean, like, I think the Anti-Monitor is defeated, and like, it seems like, okay, well, everything seems to be back to normal. So why is there part 5? Like, why is there another part to this? And then when we get to part 5, it seems like Earth 1 and Earth 38 has merged into one Earth. So I think it makes total sense, because why we've had Supergirl for like years, and then they're on the same network, and then they're always gonna cross over. So like, why not just have them all on one Earth? Like where there is a Superman and such, and then there's the Flash and such. So yeah, I mean, like, there's that. They kind of gave the Arrowverse a bit of a clean slate with that one. And then we find out that the Anti-Monitor was, maybe he may have been defeated. His plan may have been, his plans may have been prevented, but he's still very much alive here. And that's where okay, now the Paragons are going to fight the Anti-Monitor. I mean, I was kind of bummed that they didn't in part 4, but here in part 5, like, okay, he's alive, so now that can still happen. And then, and I did enjoy that. And now, I mean, like, I'm glad to see that Black Lightning did come into the action, but, I mean, is his Earth merged into that too, or is he just visiting, like, oh, hey guys? I mean, they never really covered that, but I guess we'll find out when we see his series make a comeback from its hiatus next week, as I'm recording this video. But I'm like, is your Earth now a part of this too? Is that all one too? I mean, I'm thinking that it is, because he has his place in, I guess, the Hall of Justice, or their Hall of Justice, because you see he has his chair along with Batwoman's chair, Supergirl's chair, Superman's chair, the Flash's chair, and Sarah's chair, and that also has a bittersweet ending too, where they say their goodbyes to Oliver Queen, in the Green, aka the Green Arrow, and then we see that yes, the multiverse lives on. Yes, I love it. and then we see that Titans Earth and Doom Patrol's Earth are now separated, because like when you watch those shows, they are one. Like they live on the same. I mean, they share the same universe. But I guess according to this crossover, that is no more. I guess. But it was really cool to also see Swamp Thing's Earth. I'm like, yes, I know his show's gone. I'm not happy about that, but I'm glad that we got to see a glimpse of that. And then, of course, if you guys all know me, like for those of you who know me, we got to see Brandon Routh Superman one last time, as we're used to seeing, like that version of Superman, like when it's, like when at the end of each movie and stuff, where he's flying and watching over us all like in space and just, giving a little smile at the camera and then flying off. So that was pretty cool. I'm like, let me see him one last time at least. I almost want a show with him as opposed to Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. That's just me. I'm like, I kind of want a show with Brandon Routh Superman at least, or I want to see more of him. But I'm glad that we are going to see more of Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. And then I guess from the rebirth or of the multiverse, I guess now Superman now has two sons. And also it gave John Diggle his daughter back. Like, I'm like, oh, that's cool. There's their son and their daughter, so that's pretty cool. And I almost forgot to mention that yes, we did get to see that when we saw that the multiverse is still very much intact, or that it is intact. Like once again after Oliver Queen's sacrifice, that we get to see at least one of the Earths where there are Green Lanterns, but we see more so Planet Oa. But and I'm a little bummed that we didn't get to see any Green Lanterns play a role or be a part of the action in this crossover. But that could still very much happen in future crossovers. But I feel like for this to be the Granddaddy Grout crossover yet, I feel like we should have gotten at least one Green Lantern in part of the action, But that was still pretty cool to see. And then also, like, where we see Earth 2, and that's where Stargirl is, apparently. So when we see her show, I'm guessing that's where we'll be on Earth 2. Where we see her and the team that she's with, like when we saw the glimpse of Earth 2. So that was pretty cool. I mean, still, like, I liked how we saw how the multiverse is now and stuff. And while for like I said before, like the standout to me in that little montage of the multiverse is indeed this guy, without a doubt. Yeah, I really enjoyed this crossover from beginning to end, but I have to say, when it got to Bibbo, I'm like, oh, come on. Don't tell me that's going to be like a final battle or something. Bibbo's cute and all, but I'm like, ugh. But the way they've worked, the role that he played in this crossover, I was like, okay. I'm cool with that. I don't hate Bibbo. I just thought it was a little bit of an odd choice, But since the final part is Legends of Tomorrow, it's what to be expected. So I guess, yeah, there's that. But oh man, it's still a lot to take in. This was the biggest crossover that they've had yet. There's stuff that they had in there that they never did accomplish in previous years, and that's just a lot to take seriously. This was, really, really satisfying. It had some satisfying moments, and maybe a couple nitpicks I need to revisit, and stuff, because the excitement overtook any nitpicks that I may have, and there's very little of them, but they're not relevant in this video right now. But wow, this was one hell of a crossover. I don't think there's gonna get any other crossover that's gonna touch this one. I could be wrong, but from the way it ended shows that there could be many more crossovers just as good as this one, because like they share the same Earth now, so that's pretty damn cool. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for the final 2 parts of Crisis on Infinite Earths, make sure you thumb up this video, and make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you click that notification bell so you can be updated on my latest videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.